find the gratitude in whatever you have, and it will only get better from there.
That's Ina Lukyanovsky, a doctor of pharmacy, a functional medicine practitioner, and a gut healing coach. And this is episode 29 on the Midlife Schmidlife podcast. Welcome to the Midlife Schmidlife podcast, a show that celebrates women over the age of 40 who want to live a kick-ass life. I'm your host, Liz Applegate, and I'll be bringing you inspiring conversations and practical advice with a little bit of humor and random 80s references mixed in. Join me as we redefine these middle years to start living with newfound joy and purpose while turning our maybe someday dreams into today. Hey, this is Liz Applegate, and I'm so glad that you are joining us for the Midlife Schmidlife podcast. And I'm here with my guest, Ina Lukyanovsky. Did I do that last name okay?
Perfectly.
Really?
Absolutely. Great job.
So I had sweats just thinking I was going to mess up your name really bad. So Ina, I'm so glad that you're here. And before we get going on our conversation, would you mind sharing who you are and what you do with the Midlife Schmidlife audience?
Sure, I'd love to, Liz, and thank you for having me, obviously. I am a gut healing coach. I'm a gut healing expert. I'm a doctor of pharmacy. I created a 10-week program for Crohn's and colitis patients since I got myself in full remission using functional medicine and all my years of experience with the chronic digestive problems, with me being Crohn's patient, with me being a pharmacist, understanding the concepts of medicine and the medications, plus years of expertise in functional medicine. The inevitable happened when I just went on my own and started helping others with the same conditions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have realized something is that I love these stories where we are taking out our own life experiences and then we're trying to help others. And I believe that I read on your website that you even started, that's kind of how you even started in the health industry, correct?
Absolutely, yes. Originally, I was just looking at my grandma suffering with digestive illness, made me at a very young age. I was pretty sure it was going to be medicine. At that age already, I was thinking pharmacy because I would go with her. She would visit pharmacies very often, and I would go to her. And in Europe, where I was born, they had these really beautiful boutique-looking, smelling pharmacies. It was so to me, it was so attractive. All these little glass things, and I would bring home the gauze, and I would play doctor. Yes, it was absolutely what I was gonna do. Mm-hmm. And then later in life, when I was already a pharmacist and got sick myself, having the condition, of course, at that point when I was sick, I was trying to get better. My husband was researching for me, helping me out, and gave me tremendous support to continue with my journey. Mm-hmm. And as I was continuing and learning the more complementary methods like functional medicine, that's when it naturally happened. I wrote a website about journey with Crohn's disease, which is still up there. I need to update it. It's been a decade long ago. And the next natural thing that the people contacted me for an advice or consult for coaching, and that's how it started. I really did not think at that time that this would be my practice. It just came. It came to me. Mm-hmm. So I was very lucky, and being a coach, it helps tremendously to go through the problem you're helping people. It makes you that much better. If you are able to take care of the same problem, you know so many ins and outs of the situation or condition, it makes you that much better. I mean, everything I believe has to be individualized, of course, especially when it's medicine.
Right.
And it's some kind of condition. Yes, you have to look at everyone from their angle, but going through the situation, it always helps when you helping others.
Right. Right. Yeah, I so agree. And I feel like that is one reason why this podcast was born, was just from what I was going through. And I think that is probably why I love these kinds of stories, because I feel like we all go through things in our lives that could be so useful for other people, just we can provide I know what it feels like, and we can provide our own lessons that we've learned, and that kind of thing. And so your story it just really spoke to me, because you were taking something that was obviously, now I don't have colitis or Crohn, so I don't know, but I do have my own issues. And so I know that it's very helpful for other people to learn from your experience.
Yeah, for sure. And I did forgot to mention that I'm a best-selling author of Crohn's and colitis fix, which was supposed to be the very first thing I should say, right? Introduce yourself. Here we go. I'm a best-selling author of Crohn's and colitis fix.
Well, yeah. Congratulations on that. Because actually, when you reached out, that was kind of a new recognition. So that's awesome.
Yeah, adding on to my list. Very proud of.
Exactly. And I will be sure to add a link to that book too in the show notes of this episode.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And just to add to what you were saying, I was just talking to my friend, because I'm best friends with this brilliant girl since we were in college, early 90s. So I don't want to count how many years. And we were discussing hormones, because she knows how holistic minded I am, even though I have all this knowledge of pharmaceuticals and pharmacy.
Right.
And she is extremely brilliant, and she's going into like little details and depth of reading the trials and scientific data and the tools used in the trial. So we could really looking at the trial, we could see past through the conclusion if there are any faults to it. And so we were looking at the hormonal studies, and I was telling her that yes, it's a big trial. Yes, it didn't find an improvement maybe in certain population. But let me just tell you, when I was learning functional medicine, and originally I was learning it for myself, it wasn't a plan to go and help others. So I was doing it for myself, and my symptoms were Crohn's symptoms, already getting better. But my hormones, it wasn't my objective then to improve my hormones. I went from a terrible PMS pain and stomach pain and terrible experience with PMS to absolutely something that went away. So I was calling Dr. Kalish, who trained me, and I wanted to write him a love letter.
Right.
Yeah. And it was all plant derived. It had no side effects. The program that I did for myself was amazing. So yeah, I was telling her, I don't know what studies, and there's not many on holistic and alternative practices, but this really changed my life.
Right. Yeah, and you and I were talking when we first met. So I have started seeing a functional medicine practitioner. Can you share with the audiences what that is? Because I have a feeling that not too many people know about it, because it was something new that I learned.
For sure. Functional medicine is still unrecognized, and but we moved along. We're going in big leaps. Mm-hmm. Still, not a lot of people know. When I originally started 2009, 2010, I said functional medicine, and people were what? What is that? Right. So it's more of a medicine that looks for the root cause of why this happened and why, okay, this is the diagnosis, great. Doctor has to, the traditional medicine is definitely there to get you the diagnosis, to get you the right kind of treatment. Functional medicine would not patch the symptom with the medication. Mm-hmm. Functional medicine would look at the person as a whole. We look at emotional status and detoxification status, at social status, at your hormone status. We look at how you're able to deal with situations. Are you the type of person that gets angry fast, or you mellow? So all these little details about your psychological status, emotional, physical, physiological, we look at all these. Even during my initial consultation, I go into depth to figure out things with people since they were born. Mm-hmm. I would ask them whether they were breastfed or bottle fed. I would ask them whether they were born via C-section comparing to regular birth. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very in depth and very very functional. Right. Like Dr. Hyman said many years ago, functional medicine is the opposite of dysfunctional medicine. Right. So I love that. Yeah. And I'm in love with it. So mm-hmm. It's my favorite thing, waking up in the morning and go practice it. Right. Yeah, so I'm finding that very interesting that you started off as a pharmacist, which is a very traditional, as far as what we're considering traditional Western medicine thing. Like, I've got a problem, I'm going to go to the doctor's going to write a prescription, and I'm going to get a pill to help me feel better. And now you've gone into this whole other, it's just like this, such a bigger, broader version of looking at a person and maybe like what's causing me to not feel well, and not just like put a Band-Aid over it, but really look at the root, like you said, like the root cause of it. What was was that an easy switch for you to go from one to the other, or can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah, I would love to. And it was, again, the next natural thing. I really do believe in medicine still. I completely support many modalities of medicine, and it's emergency medicine. You're not going to go for functional medicine, right? When you break the leg. And again, some things that can be prevented with the diet and with lifestyle changes. Yes, I would talk for hours and hours and beat it on your head to know that there's something you can do here. Right. With others, gotta go to the doctor. There's either way, you have to get it for the diagnosis. And as far as the traditional medicine, first of all, I still work once a week just to be in a field, because I'm not ready to completely let go of that. Right. I love what I do in my practice. I am able to bring all the years of experience in the pharmacy to my practice, and it makes me that much better as a functional medicine practitioner, because I've been seeing patients coming in to the pharmacy, coming in with one prescription and going to another, and just making that number larger and larger. Right. And it often made me think, what could have been done to to hopefully make sure that this patient doesn't get to that high number. And often it's a lot of time that in traditional medicine there's not much room for, unfortunately. Not your doctor, not your pharmacist, would just physically dispensing pharmacist, I mean, will not physically have the time to go in major depth of the illness and preventative methods and into your diet. And now again, you're thinking of different couple of practitioners when you might not even get to them. So yeah, there's definitely a huge room for a functional medicine practitioner that's in between somewhere, between that pharmacist, between the doctor, and between even a nutritionist, because traditional nutrition doesn't look exactly the same way like the functional nutrition.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that I have all this experience and able to bring it into each client's case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's such a beautiful metaphor with that, being that I'm a life coach. So this is, I can see, yes, this applies to you as far as from one career to the next. And just, I love how you've taken all this experience that you have and all that you learned, and you're bringing it with you into this next stage of your career and of your life. And you're not just saying, okay, that happened, I don't need it anymore. That's behind me. Mm-hmm. And I just see such a beautiful metaphor of being a woman who's over 40 and how we really can just take our life's experiences in the same way. Like, yes, all that stuff happened and we might not be doing it anymore, but it's still a part of who we are.
Yeah, it's a beautiful experience, and we get wiser and we can bring it all on the table.
Right. So true. So you are, I'm going to just share this. You are a mom of 3 boys. We share that commonality, which is awesome.
Isn't it great?
It is great. Yeah, we just love that. For some reason, like moms of 3 boys, we just have a connection. Whenever you meet another mom of 3 boys, it's like, oh, you're a mom of 3 boys too.
I know.
Yeah. And so you actually have. So is your oldest graduating high school?
Yeah, actually, he tried walking into the room.
Oh, he did. Well, that's so funny. He could be on the show.
I just know he couldn't open the door because I locked it.
Oh.
Make sure that they don't come in, and he's going for his prom today.
Oh, yeah.
Once we're done, I'm going to go straight there to take pictures, and I can't wait to see the gorgeous face.
Yes, it's so sweet. Oh, yeah, it's amazing, right?
It's the best, yeah. And they there's obviously a reason God gave me 3 children that are boys.
Yes.
There's something that I can definitely give them more than I probably could have with a girl.
That's how I always thought too.
But my boys, I'm raising them very independent. I am a total believer of raising boys to be independent. It's very important. No matter where it's going right now with boy and girl, who you are. I think for girls, of course, it's also important, but guys, in our society will still have that. They're stronger by nature. They have to be independent.
Right. Yeah. It's still hard on the mama's heart, though. Mm-hmm. It's still, like, that's what I was told one time, that I did my job well, when my boys were graduating and going off on their own. And it's kind of like, I worked myself out of a job. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I'm worried.
Go ahead.
He's going to college next year, and I'm a little worried how I'm gonna do it, because it's on me also to. Yes, I don't want to get too involved. I don't want to be the helicopter mom. I don't want to be the one that like I get on some forums, I see, and the Facebook groups, I see these girls, women talking about getting, what kind of sheets are you getting for the dorm? It is 3 pairs of sheets is enough. 4,
Right.
well, what kind of pillows you getting? I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Isn't it up to him? It's his dad. He's going to college. Are you serious?
Right.
Who are we raising here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I feel like there should be like I should probably do like a whole season on letting your kids go.
Yeah, for sure. It would be very helpful. I know I would need to hear that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so what's interesting in all that is I always thought that I would be like the mom who was like, woohoo, it's time to party. My kids graduated high school, and, just not really kick them out of the nest, because I feel like I was kind of kicked out of the nest, but be like more into them making those decisions. And I think it was just my own emotions of, I was totally shocked that I was as emotional and as having such a hard time. And so I feel like maybe that's what some moms do, is they turn to those things like picking out sheets, because that's the easy part, right?
Right. I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's definitely taking away from being completely anxious.
Yeah.
And but listen, I'm gonna trust him and trust the above that.
Right.
He's gonna be fine.
Right.
I'm there to support and kind of let go.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
It's true. You kind of just like let the heartstrings go out a little bit at a time, for sure. So, and there's something there too about just trusting your own, the way that you raised your kids up until this point too, right? Like you have to kind of trust that. And that's what we're called to do. It's not easy though. It's not easy. So yeah, I'll be thinking about you in these next coming months.
Yeah, I'll have to meditate on that.
There you go.
I'll need to do some work on that.
Well, it's an ongoing thing. I mean, it's just from one mom to another, and I will have my youngest graduating college in August, and I will tell you it gets easier, but it's not.
Oh,
it never kind of goes away. It's just you're their moms, that's what we do. So.
With the youngest, you feel it the most, I think. You're right. You're like, this morning I told Russell that when he was going to like a Father's Day event in the preschool, I'm like, you realize this is the last Father's Day like breakfast you're gonna have with Sam, because next year is his regular elementary and kindergarten starting, and you're not gonna get that there already. That's it. Right. He's like, stop. I'm like, no, cherish the moment. He's like, stop.
Right. Yeah, because you have an 18-year-old who's getting ready to graduate, and then you have one who's going into kindergarten, and then you have like he's 16-year-old.
He's 14.
14. Okay.
14.
So so you've got them spread out, and such a difference with your 18-year-old, and then dealing with someone who's going into kindergarten, who he is just adorable. He came in before our interview and said that I love you. So it just made my day.
He's so awesome.
Sweet. Yeah. He loved my hair, and he loved my lipstick and
his shirts
and my shirt. Yeah. So yeah, we all need a Russell in our lives.
He's Sammy. Russell's my husband. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't. No, we need Sammy. We don't need Russell.
Sammy is my person. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. That is
He's awesome. And he'll tell you, like, if he'll tell you about more compliments, and he'll tell you and he'll definitely, like, if he can't find it very quickly what to compliment you on, he'll look all over you. What is it that can, if you wouldn't, he's so wise beyond his years. He, like, really an adult would think so empathetically of others. He's, I guess, a natural empath, and that could backfire later, but we'll see. Hopefully he'll learn to be an empath and use it in a good way and not get hurt himself. Hopefully.
Oh, that's so hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just to watch our kids. I don't know. It's almost like so I'm an empath, and I really looked at that as a negative thing, like most of my life, actually, because I was hurt so easily. I was told I was too sensitive, from even my parents. It was just like, people don't know how to deal with someone who's that in tune with things. So when you see that in your children, just being able to put that in a positive, because it is a positive, I feel. But
it's a beautiful thing if you choose in your profession, like to be a coach, like you did, to be a doctor, to be a nurse. Yeah, if you're not an empath, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
because really, you're not going to be able to truly help. It's not. I mean, some people do take it now in a negative way, and there's a lot of stigma with that. I think it's a beautiful thing if you're truly helping people and using your intuition. You're so much more effective. So just and I was listening to Gary Vee 2 days ago. He mentions a lot self-awareness. Yeah, so as long as you do the self-awareness, this is the good quality, this is a quality you're lacking, and you use it to your advantage and advantage of servicing others, it's going to be great. You're going to be that much better than the next person who's not that self-aware.
Right.
So we'll teach Sammy early.
That's right. That's right. Definitely. Yeah. So speaking of that, do you feel like it was your own self-awareness that led you to look outside the traditional medicine field? Or was it more like, I'm not getting the answers, or was it a combination?
I think it was a combination. My father was always into natural medicine, so it was always around. I did not really, when I was younger and just went through pharmacy school, I was even fighting with him. What are you talking about? Cat's claws for pain, or cat's claws for inflammation. There's Motrin, and that has proven with the studies. I fought them about medications, vaccines, and all these things. But it was still always around. Where I grew up, it was more of a natural and holistic. Try that before the medicine. Try this before the medicine. Yeah. So I was introduced early. I was around it all the time. And the medications, in my case, did not get me to a great result. First of all, I was still symptomatic on medication. So that I call it being lucky, because some patients do have the situation when the medication completely resolves their symptoms. It doesn't happen that often, but it happens. And they are now faced with the fears of the side effects and they're concerned, and they don't want to continue. In my case, it was easier. The medications made me exhausted. The medications did not work completely because I was still having the symptoms. And I couldn't go on. I couldn't live my life that way. So I had to find something else. And my husband was supportive. I went to see acupressure person, massage therapist, physical therapist, acupuncture. I actually love acupuncture. It gave me great results. I went to see John of God in Brazil. That was such a great trip I took with my mother and my sister-in-law and her daughter. It was transformational. Lots of people are asking me afterwards that it really helped. Probably more on a spiritual level and more on a psychological level than anything else. But it was a really, like, I recommend it to everybody. Like,
Right.
if you want some kind of transformation in physical or spiritual or emotional, go there. It's like a very different experience, something you want to try. And that was years ago. That was when I was in the midst of my worst symptoms. That was before I found functional medicine. And maybe because I went to see John of God and that whole spiritual healing, it took me on a path to find functional medicine. And I'm very grateful.
Right.
So, I think that it was easy because I was around holistic methods, and it was easy because the other one didn't work. So I had to try something that did. I was not going to give up.
Mm-hmm. So when you first introduced yourself, you said you were a gut healing coach. And so what does that mean, like gut healing?
Sure. It's easy now for me to explain because it took me also years. Thank you for this question. It's talking about self-awareness and talking about figuring things out for yourself. I'm in practice this Real Health Solution since 2009, 2010 around. And when I would be asked before, who are you? What do you do? I'm like, how do I tell people in an effective way that they understand? It took me years before I would be like, okay, I lost halfway through. First, I would say I was a functional medicine practitioner when people didn't know what it was.
Right.
So I lost them at hello. and then I would say I'm a pharmacist. Oh, so you dispense medications? I'm like, okay, that's not what I should say because in my practice, there's no pharmacy or pharmacy dispensing.
Right.
And then I would say that I was holistic healer, which also doesn't completely pertain because I have all this knowledge, I have all this experience, I'm a big believer in studies. I couldn't say that I'm like 100% holistic and that's it, like someone that does, I don't know, like sound therapy.
Right.
It's not the same. So it took me years to finally, like this past year, I figured out the way I should call myself. And I appreciate your asking because I finally this year feel comfortable to say what I am because it says what I do.
Right.
And I call myself a gut healing expert. And because number one, I was able to help my gut. I'm able to heal my clients' guts.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be anyone with Crohn's and colitis or reflux or chronic digestive diseases. It could be anyone that has occasional, I don't know, what's like totally not gut related thing, like, I don't know, rosacea.
Okay.
Recent situation with a client where she came in with major rosacea, and when we did the functional diagnostic workup, we figured out that it was all about her gut. It was about she had these parasites, bacteria, overgrowth, and leaky gut, and whole situation. Once we took care of the gut, her rosacea went away. It wasn't about putting the cream on her skin. It wasn't about putting her on a major steroid that really affects the immune system and metabolism. So I think it's a beautiful, beautiful way of healing and improving immune system. And I'm the biggest believer that if you heal your gut, you're healthy. Like I believe it's like the core, the first thing to heal when you want any kind of healing anywhere in the body. I believe that's where it starts. So totally, finally comfortable completely comfortable to say I'm a gut healing expert. And that's what I do. Yay.
Yay.
And I know what to do, and I know where to start.
Yeah.
And I learned Dr. Kalis's method, which is amazing. I love how he goes from one step to another, and how often you should not skip the steps in healing, because every system depends on the other one to heal. If you, for example, do not pay attention to adrenals and hormones and only take care of the gut, it doesn't always work out completely and fast enough, because the hormones are also involved. It's a double-edged sword. Right. But, with hormones in the gut, we don't know which one was the chicken or the egg. Yeah. But you do have to heal the others too, to help your gut situation sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I love the method. I improved it a little bit over the years with my couple of other doctor protocols, but it's mostly based on the idea of Dr. Kalish, who I completely worship. Yeah. He's brilliant. Right. He is one of those naturals. He's a natural healer. He looks he looks to be a pioneer. He doesn't maybe look to be in the media as much as others, although he should, because he has the intuition and he has the knowledge. Right. But he wants to be involved in the next best thing to figure out, like what we're now into genetics. Okay, which also fascinates me as well. Genetics and the gut, which is my next project. And he's also already into that too, like what can be learned from the newest information and the newest studies. Right. And the newest testing. It's a beautiful thing, gut healing. Love it.
I can tell, like, you're super jazzed about it. And I have to say, it's super interesting, because through my own journey with working through a functional medicine practitioner, and then just things that I've learned, like I had no idea that serotonin was made in your gut. And in traditional medicine, we would go and be put on an antidepressant, which honestly, there are times when that is needed. It's
absolutely
not to downplay that at all, but just learning the foods that can disrupt our digestion or cause leaky gut or all that. And just in that, my serotonin levels have gone up, which affects my mood, which affects how I show up in the world. And it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy how something that we just take for granted and is such, like you said, just, I don't know, almost the basis of everything, it seems like.
Yeah. 95% of serotonin, up to 95, is made in the gut, only 5 in the brain, which, it's about time that some of the traditional doctors wake up to that.
Right.
And get involved. So, like I said, traditional medicine is wonderful. Mm-hmm. But there is plenty of room for improvement.
Sure. And then, it's kind of funny too, when you think of things like those old sayings, like trust your gut, or, listen to your gut, that gut feeling. We've had those things in the way that we speak, but we don't necessarily pay attention to them. But that had to come from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And emotionally too. I personally, I guess I'm a big empath myself. And when someone tells me a story, or a kid tells me they cut their finger, and I feel it in my gut.
Right.
It just, it's all there. And big part of me saying that I'm a gut healing expert, I think what also gives me advantage is the fact that I pay a lot of attention and understanding to emotional part and psychological part and subconscious. Mm-hmm. Because now that we're able to learn about these methods now with the hypnotherapy, how it affects your physical health, and other methods and psychotherapy, you understand that yes, physical, gut related, but also totally get involved with the importance of emotional support and psychological and subconscious clearing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it has done wonders for me, and that was one reason why I wanted to have you on the show too, was just to bring awareness around seeking additional help if you're not receiving it from your traditional doctor. I mean, like if you're not happy with what, if you're not seeing the results, or maybe if you're seeing the results, maybe like you said, like what are the side effects of the results, and looking to just add another health support team into your health team, which I think is really important as we get older.
Yeah, for sure. We could bring so much to the table. Like the more, I mean, you gotta get some more open-minded doctors also.
Right.
And I believe it will take some time, but I believe it will happen. Maybe I'm just too much of an optimist, but I believe one day we're going to have open-minded doctors, all of them, and they will open their door for another opinion and another practitioner to be in their team. When I wrote my book, I suggested to my readers to like draw a picture and draw yourself in the middle and your doctor next to you, and who else would you want to see around you to make that healing circle.
Right.
So, and it's often that, yes, if you need the nutritionist, sure. If you need the functional medicine practitioner, if you feel that there is a need for emotional healing or subconscious clearing, put that hypnotherapist on your picture. There has to be that. So if your friend is doing an amazing job at like listening to your problems and you feel better afterwards, that was a psychotherapy session right there.
Right.
So draw the picture, draw your healing circle, and feel comfortable. Because if you keep on going to the doctor or another practitioner, and every time you leave the office, whichever it is, whether traditional or non-traditional, and you leave the office feeling uncomfortable, feeling more stressed than before you came in, was that the doctor you want to see? Was that the practitioner you want to see and feel worse afterwards? And now going to flare just because you emotionally suffered.
Right.
So I'm sure you could continue looking for a doctor that you have the energy exchange, you have that positive experience. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, it's very important. It makes a world of difference to have a doctor or a practitioner that wants to spend the time with you. That was eye-opening to me, to have someone that really wants to learn about me and not just, look at their watch and think, oh, I got to get on to the next patient, so it's really eye-opening.
For sure.
Yeah. So Ina, one last question. What do you feel it means to have a kick-ass midlife? What does that mean to you?
I think it's about getting finally very comfortable with who you are. It's about doing what you love. It's about figuring out what makes you happy and not others. It's about growing up finally. I think it took me longer than others to be able to appear to my parents as an adult. I hope that by now they see me as an adult. I mean, it's great. Yes, I'm their daughter, but I'm a grown-up girl.
Yeah.
So enjoying every minute with your kids, whichever age they are, and consider yourself being blessed. It's like having that gratitude. It makes the world of a difference for for your entire day. If you're grateful in the morning for whatever you have, and you just mention to yourself when you wake up, I'm grateful for having this beautiful home and for having my beautiful family, or whatever it is you have. You have a car, beautiful. You have a car to drive. You have a friend, amazing. It's like not everybody has a friend. Find the gratitude in whatever you have, and it will only get better from there.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's our job. That's really our job. We chose the job to get people to shift their energy, to be more positive and get them better. Mm-hmm. And it's in us. So we should shine it through.
Mm, so true. So true. I love that. Shining it through.
Yeah. Coming out now. Yeah. It's coming out. They feel it.
That's right. We do feel it. Well, Ina, thank you so much for being on the show. And it's just been a pleasure spending this time with you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you. I loved it. I think we have a really good energy between the two.
I do too. And I hope we get to talk again soon.
Absolutely. We should.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on the Midlife Schmidlife podcast. Please head over to midlifeschmidlife.com/episode 29 for the show notes and links from this show.